What's going on, traders? My name's Clay. If you don't know who I am by now, I'm the founder of Top One Trader, as well as an entrepreneur, prop firm trader myself, and we just now started 2024. I have a special treat for you. So you probably gave up on your resolutions by now. Maybe you're going strong. Maybe you did. Maybe you didn't. And really, it doesn't matter. I posted on my Instagram a couple days ago that you should just go ahead and quit your resolution because and start thinking about 2024 one day at a time and one vision at a time. And so I've got a cool little worksheet we're going to go over here today, and it's going to be available. You can click the link below to get access to the Google Doc as well. And you can download it. And I would really, really strongly, now that we're a few days, already a weekend by the time I'm shooting this video into 2024, why don't you just go ahead and like reframe what it is that your goals are? Because, when we start to, that first week or even December 30th, December 31st, we're thinking about 2024. It hasn't quite happened. And I want to give us a little more of a realistic viewpoint on, how we can really structure 2024, create a roadmap, which is exactly what I have here for you. And we're about to go over. So how we can create a roadmap, dive all in, go all in on 2024, and ultimately run the play, not just running the play in our trading and our trading strategy, but run the play for our whole life, structuring our life so we can create it and create a playbook. And then once we actually have it dialed in, actually run it. You know what I mean? So actually run it and make it happen and make it a reality for ourselves. But if we don't have that clear what we want it to look like, how can we actually run it, right? How can we actually just create a playbook? How can we actually run the play? And ultimately, how can we actually pull it off what it is that we want it to look like, right? So now, what would your ideal year look like? So this is important. So here, you'd want to put your trading goals. You'd want to put your whatever trading goals, life goals, fitness. And I generally break everything I do when I'm mapping things out. How do I want it to look for me? How do I want it to look, or me, myself, to look physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, financially? If you can dial in those 5 components of life, those 5 elements of life, then you can actually construct and manifest your life all together, right? So I like to do it, map it out that way. So you could go trading, life, fitness. For example, what if you were talking about trading, how much funded capital do I want to have? Do I want to have $1 million in funded accounts by the end of 2024? Maybe 2 million. There's plenty of time to do it and to pull it off, but you have to be dialed in for sure. And you have to have a roadmap, right? So how much funding do I want, or will I have? Or do I, even better than want, have? So saying it in the present tense, like it's already happened, is key to any type of manifestation, law of attraction that you're going to, embark on, right? So because once it is, and you could do this, what does your ideal life look like 2024 physically? Okay, so cool. So now you can map that out. I want to be 10% body fat, or just generally weight. I want to lose 10 pounds. Maybe that's a good goal for you, or 20 pounds, or maybe 100 pounds, right? But if you don't put it out there, and then it's never going to happen. And if you need to lose 100 pounds, then dude, you need to lose 100 pounds. That's like serious. If you need to lose 20, that's a big deal too. So what does your ideal life look like blank in physically? Okay. What about mentally, right? So myself, I've dealt with addiction, depression. If you know my story, I was a heroin addict. So that was a problem. That was a very, very, very serious problem. And I'm lucky to be alive. And only through the grace of God was I saved and delivered from that dilemma. So what would it look like ideally without that, emotionally, mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, that ticked all the boxes. Financially, I was broke. So what would I need to get there? So, for me, it was getting off drugs, going to rehab, being in a halfway house. I started from the bottom, then finding a job, and then working that job, and then like actually building up myself and self-belief and to where I am now, which in my opinion, I'm still just getting started. But now, if you map it out, or when you map it out physically, you know what I mean here, physically, emotionally, spiritually, maybe like you're crushing it in your exercise and physical body and financial body. Maybe you're just watching this for the heck of it, but spiritually you're like, man, you just feel empty inside, right? So if that's the case, that doesn't matter how much money that you make, you're gonna feel that way, right? So joining some sort of meditation group or prayer group or going to church or whatever that would look like for you, it's different. But once you write it out, then you can start really getting dialed in on what that would look like for you, right? So okay, so what's holding you back? What do you need to get there? What is holding you back, right? So now this isn't the area for excuses or placing blame. Like if you want to start a business and you're like, what's holding you back? I don't have enough money, or I don't have a big social media following. That doesn't count. That's just an excuse. So there's a big difference between making excuses and actually getting it done, right? So what's holding you back from getting there? Well, you sleep till 10 o'clock, or in the case for physical fitness, well, I drink four Mountain Dews a day. That's going to be bad for you, right? So it's usually the most obvious thing. Or if you're broke but you go out to eat all the time or partying and you're blowing your money on stuff that you don't need, that's a big deal. Or maybe you don't have a job and sometimes you have to get one just to it might not be the ideal situation, but you got to pay the bills and take care of your family. So what you are holding back. What's holding you back is, or in myself, a lot of ways, procrastination. That's something that I deal with and have dealt with. So, okay, so I procrastinate. What does that mean? Okay, putting my work tasks first before I do other tasks. So that's not an area to make excuses. That's an area to get real with yourself about where you're like slacking. So what would your ideal fourth quarter look like? So this is an awesome one because we're working backwards, right? So 2024, you're funded $2 million. What do you need to get there? Okay, so you would need a funded account from 600K in funding, with say top one trader, that's 400K. There's $1 million right there. So you would find another prop firm that offered 600K max capital, and then another one that offered 400. Boom, there you go, $2 million, like that, right? So that's what you would need to get there. And so what's holding you back from getting there? Okay, well, you don't have any funded accounts, or you can't manage your risk, or you're over trading, or you're over leveraging. So this is an area to get real with yourself and not an area to place blame. Just and it's easy to go to the blame game and the victim consciousness, because that is where we're being force fed that's okay. Ultimately, it's not. The mainstream keeps everybody there, keeps everybody in the victim consciousness, because if you stay there, you will never ascend to those next levels. And I know if you're watching this video, you want to ascend. So in all areas of your life, and that's what we're here to do. So your fourth quarter. So now here you got that 2 million in funding. What does that look like? Third quarter, maybe you have 1 million in funding here, right? The third quarter of next year, or this year. It feels like next year. So second quarter, right? And so now first quarter, right? So this would be like basically, what do you need to get 3 months from now? That's it, right? So you could have 600K in funding. You could be going to the gym consistently, already lost 10 pounds, or well, that you would be crushing it, but 5 pounds. You have 5 daily tasks that you're doing a day to help you to get there. And so all we're doing is reverse engineering your year, starting from the back and then working way down to then make it a reality. So now this is, and so, you know, what's holding you back scenario. What is the common thread? Because it's always that one or two things, you know, procrastination, distraction. Like this is the biggest distraction ever. And in fact, I think that's the purpose of it in a lot of ways. So becoming super dialed in on that is just massive. So you know, phone, just get real with yourself. This is for you, it's for nobody else. What is the common thread of things holding you back? We'll say distraction. Why are they holding you back? Or the phone, right? Too much time on Instagram, scrolling Instagram. Why is that holding you back? I'm up till 11 o'clock, 11:30, still scrolling. I know I should be in bed or reading. Why do you believe it's holding you back? Okay, well, you know, maybe there's some work that I know that needs to get done, but, you know, I'm afraid that if I do it, I might actually win, right? Success can be scary. Why? Because, you know, then if I succeed, then I might fail and look stupid, right? I mean, this is real shit. So how does it serve you to hold on to this belief? And, you know, obviously the answer is it doesn't serve you at all. If it's procrastination and, you know, you're doing it because you ultimately are scared of success, scared of what like your parents might think. You going all in on trading and they think, oh, well, this is gambling. Don't you know? I used to hear that all the time. And when I was hearing it, they're right because I was gambling at the time because I didn't have any risk management. I didn't have the right trade psychology, but ultimately I didn't quit. And so that's the thing, right? So, and all we're doing is working backwards to get to the bottom of what is at the core of your belief system and what would your life look like in 2024 if you actually just let go of it. If I let go of the procrastination and got like all my stuff done every single day that I know needs to get done, I'd absolutely be crushing it, right? I would have X amount of funded accounts, this many new YouTube subscribers, this many more followers. You know, I'd be at this place in my physical fitness, emotionally, mentally, you know, way more self-esteem and self-belief. So what do you need? What do I need to do? I'm just using myself as an example in this, guys. So what do I need to do to let go of this belief? Find out why I'm holding on to the belief of procrastination, or maybe, you know, I'm not good enough to succeed, or whatever that might be. And what do I need to do to let go of that? Well, understand that for one, it's not true. Somewhere along the way that was implanted by somebody else outside of myself to, you know, say, hey, you're not good enough to make it happen, or whatever it is. We all have something common there, I'm sure, or somebody along the way, or like soccer coach or counselor, but we also had people too, more than likely, that were encouraging and that did support us and did prop us up. But you know, we tend to forget about those, right? So meditate on this. This is a Tony Robbins quote. The only reason we don't have what it is that we want in our life is the story that we tell ourselves on why we can't have it. And all it is a story. Once you realize that, and the cool thing about being human is we can let go of these stories and rewrite our own story, rewrite our own identity. We can do that anytime. It's just up to you to do it, right? It is just up to you to start writing down your own story, turning yourself, creating an identity of somebody that can actually pull this crazy caper off. But it's not so crazy, right? Your dreams aren't that crazy. It's crazy on us not to act on them. But we've been conditioned and brainwashed in so many ways to not act on our dreams, not act on our desires, not act on that thing inside of us that we want to do, that we know we're capable of doing, but for whatever reason, we just don't do it, right? So completely talking to myself on this one too, and I'm doing this exercise with you all. So and click the link below to get access to it, and you can do this for yourself. So meditate on this for 15-30 minutes. What is the story that I'm telling myself that I need to let go of? Go to a quiet place, visualize what that would look like for you, and then ultimately, what would your ideal 2024 look like for you? Physically, mentally, spiritually, financially, from a trading standpoint, and really just visualize on that. And you could do that as a meditation for the rest of the year. Your ideal 2024, what does that look like for you? And then go absolutely all in on that. And I'll leave you all with this last quote, Les Brown: go after your dreams like your life depends on it. Why? Because it does. You only got one of these, and you may not be here tomorrow, so you might as well go all in on today. So thanks for watching. I appreciate y'all. You can go ahead, click the link to get access to this little document that I made for y'all. Like, comment, subscribe to this channel. There's going to be a ton more trading information, mindset, and I'm going to teach you exactly how to run the play on your life. You don't have to think you need to know everything. You just need to know how to run the play and become a master at running the play. Think of it this way. There's 5 seconds left of the game. It's the Chicago Bulls. Who do you think they're giving the ball to, right? It's like 1992. They have a play that they're going to give it to Michael so he can shoot the ball, to Michael Jordan, right? So there's no discussing it. Everybody knows they're running the play. So all you got to do is become a master at 1 or 2 plays in your life when trading setup, when, with your physical fitness, with your spirituality, one type of meditation, and just dial that in and become a master at running that play, and then just run the play on your life. That's what we're doing. So running the play as well, especially when it relates to trading, this is something I'm going to be talking about a ton. It's going to make so much more sense for you. And it probably does now. You're like, damn, run the play, right? That's all I got to do. Literally, that's all you got to do for 2024. So let's make it happen. Thanks for watching. I appreciate y'all. Subscribe, comment, like, and let's make it happen. Peace.